Why should I try so hard to get someone to love me? That question hit me one day while watching a man argue with his girlfriend in public. Loud, heated, ugly, and I could see it on his face. He was exhausted, not just from the fight, but from constantly proving himself to someone who didn't value peace. That's when it clicked. Love is not supposed to feel like war. We've been sold a lie. We're told that if love isn't difficult, it isn't real. That a woman who's hard to get is worth more. That if she tests you, controls you, or keeps you guessing, it means she's high value. And the worst part? Men bought into this narrative. Now we think the more we suffer, the more we deserve her. The more we chase, the more meaningful it becomes. But here's the truth. Easy doesn't mean weak. It doesn't mean boring. And it sure as hell doesn't mean manipulation. It means peace. It means alignment. It means she understands what it means to be feminine. Let's start with what easy actually means. When a man says he wants a woman who's easy to be with, most people twist it. They hear weakness, they hear control, they assume he's saying, I want a woman I can dominate. But that's not it at all. He's saying, I want someone who brings peace into my life. Not noise, not stress, not chaos. An easy woman isn't someone with no boundaries. She's someone who respects yours. She's not passive, but she's not combative. She doesn't need to argue just to feel heard. She doesn't create conflict for emotional highs. She's not addicted to drama. She's tuned into her feminine energy, that deep, intuitive calm that doesn't need to control the man, but complements him. That's powerful. That's rare. Let's contrast that with the modern myth of struggle-based love. We've romanticized suffering. Movies, music, even relationship coaches push the idea that love must be hard, that the deeper the pain, the stronger the bond. But this creates trauma-bonded couples who mistake volatility for passion. Ask yourself, if every conversation is a test, if every day is an argument, if every moment feels like emotional survival, what are you building? That's not a relationship. That's war. And the craziest part? Some men think this makes them stronger. They brag about how much they can endure from a woman, how they stuck around after she disrespected them, cheated, embarrassed them. That's not strength. That's insecurity. That's self-abandonment. Stoicism teaches us to remain centered, to protect our energy, to stay rooted in logic and virtue, not chaos. And yet, how many men abandon that philosophy the second they fall for someone emotionally unpredictable? They justify her emotional instability by saying, she's just passionate. No, she's unbalanced. And the longer you stay, the more she pulls you into her storm. Here's what men must understand. You're not here to fix her. You're not here to prove your love through suffering. You're not here to chase someone who can't recognize your peace as valuable. You're here to build, and building requires clarity, not confusion. It requires calm, not chaos. It requires focus, not emotional games. That's why peaceful love isn't boring. It's essential. A peaceful woman supports your mission. She doesn't distract you from it. She doesn't need to constantly challenge you just to feel important. She's not threatened by your calm. She respects it, and she builds with you, not against you. Now, some women will hear this and say, you just want a submissive woman who never speaks up. Wrong again. We want a woman who communicates, but without hostility. A woman who has opinions, but not ego wars. A woman who knows her value without needing to assert dominance. That's the difference. And here's the harsh truth. Not every woman is ready for that role. Some are too deep in their own masculine energy, competing instead of connecting, testing instead of trusting, dominating instead of aligning. And some men stay with those women, hoping she'll soften, hoping she'll change. But you're not her therapist. You're not her emotional punching bag. You're a man with a purpose, a man who protects his peace above all. Because once you lose that peace, you lose everything else. You lose your focus. You lose your drive. You lose your identity. And when a woman senses that you've sacrificed yourself for her approval, she doesn't love you more. She respects you less. So stop trying so hard to be loved. Love is not something to be earned through emotional labor. Love should meet you where you are and elevate you, not drain you. If a woman constantly makes you feel like you're not enough, it's not because you're lacking. It's because she's not ready to receive love from a grounded man. So let her go. Let go of the idea that difficulty equals value. Let go of the fantasy that love must hurt to be real. Let go of the belief that your peace is a price worth paying. Because the right woman won't cost you your peace. She'll protect it with you. She'll understand the flow between masculine and feminine. She'll know when to lead and when to lean back. She'll feel safe enough to be soft, and you'll feel strong enough to be still. That's not manipulation. That's maturity. That's what we're building here. If this resonated, subscribe. Not just for the content, but because you're ready to leave the noise behind and start walking like a man who understands his worth, protects his center, and refuses to be dragged into battles he never chose. Easy doesn't mean weak. It means aligned. And alignment is where peace begins.